Hello, Jake. How are you today?
Hi, Emma. I'm good, thanks. How about you?
I'm really excited. Today, we're going to talk about adverbs of frequency.
Adverbs of frequency? What are those?
They tell us how often something happens. For example, always, never, and sometimes.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Can you give me an example?
Sure. I always drink tea in the morning.
So, always means you do it all the time?
Exactly. Always means every time. What about you? Do you always drink coffee?
Well, I sometimes drink coffee. But I never drink tea.
Great examples. So, sometimes means occasionally, and never means not at all.
Got it. Can we practice using them?
Of course. Let's start the dialogue to practice.
Alright, I'll ask you first. How often do you exercise?
I often go for a run in the park. How about you?
I rarely exercise, but I try to go jogging twice a week.
That's good. Jogging twice a week is a great routine.
Yes, I think so. Do you go to the gym every day?
No, I never go to the gym. I prefer running outside.
I understand. I sometimes go to the gym, but not very often.
What do you usually do after gym sessions?
I always feel very good. But I usually go home after.
That's nice. Do you cook every day?
I sometimes cook. I usually order takeout.
Takeout? I rarely order it. I prefer cooking at home.
Why do you like cooking at home?
Because I always know what's in my food.
That's a good point. I should cook more often.
Let's move on. I want to explain a bit about the grammar.
Sure, I'm ready to learn.
Okay. We use adverbs of frequency to talk about how often we do something.
How do I know which adverb to use?
It depends on how often you do the action. For example, I can say, I always read books, or I never read newspapers.
So, always means every time, and never means not at all?
Exactly. And sometimes means occasionally. You can also use often and rarely as well.
Can you give me more examples with those?
Sure. For example, I often watch movies on weekends.
And rarely can be like, I rarely go to bed early.
Great job. That's correct.
What about twice a week?
Twice a week means you do something 2 times in 7 days. Like, I study English twice a week.
Got it. I understand the structure better now.
Fantastic. Now, let's try another dialogue to see what we've learned.
Okay. How often do you watch TV?
I sometimes watch TV shows in the evening. How about you?
I often watch documentaries. It's interesting.
That sounds fun. Do you watch documentaries every day?
No, I never watch them every day, just sometimes.
What other things do you do every day?
I always check my phone and emails every day.
Me too. I also read the news online every day.
Do you like reading news articles?
Yes, I often find them interesting.
I rarely enjoy gossip news, though.
Same here. I never find it valuable.
What hobbies do you do twice a week?
I take yoga classes twice a week. What about you?
I sometimes play basketball with friends.
That sounds fun. Do you do it often?
Not really. I usually play once a week.
You should play more often. It's good exercise.
Yes, I will try. Let's look at the vocabulary now.
All right. Our first word is often.
Often. Can you give me some sentences?
Sure. I often go to the cinema on weekends.
That's a good example.
I often meet my friends for coffee, too.
And what about another one?
I often listen to music while working. What's next?
The next word is rarely.
Perfect. I rarely eat fast food.
I rarely watch horror movies.
And I rarely go out late at night.
Great examples. What's the next word?
The next one is every day.
I see. I run every day to stay fit.
I drink water every day to stay hydrated.
I read a book every day before sleep.
Nice. The next word is twice a week.
I see. I play tennis twice a week.
I attend meetings twice a week.
And I go grocery shopping twice a week.
Finally, we have the word once.
I've heard once means one time.
Exactly. I visit my grandparents once a month.
I eat pizza once a week as a treat.
That's lovely. Let's review what we learned today.
Yes. What should we review?
Let's do some practice questions. First, how often do you play sports?
I play sports twice a week.
Perfect. Do you ever eat breakfast?
I always eat breakfast.
Nice. How often do you study English?
I study English every day.
Excellent. Do you rarely use your phone?
No, I never use my phone rarely.
Ah, you mean you often use your phone, right?
Yes, I often use my phone.
Good. Last question. How often do you go out with friends?
I sometimes go out with friends.
Well done. You've done a fantastic job today.
Thanks, Emma. I feel like I've learned a lot.
I'm happy to hear that. Next lesson, we'll talk about describing people.
That sounds fun. I can't wait to learn more.